And too much. He tells in scriptures we don't need to eat many times throughout the day. He tells us we don't need to eat these foods people are eating, and we don't need to eat the times that people are eating them. The scriptural times that he gives us to eat are the 3rd hour and the 9th hour of daylight. The 3rd hour and the 9th hour of daylight are the ideal times for us to eat our food. Well, what would those times be? Those times will be anywhere between, depending when the sun comes up, between 9 o'clock and between 8:30 and 9:30 would be the 3rd hour, and the 9th hour would be anywhere between 3:30 and 4:30. Not 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. When you eat right before you go to sleep, it's going to affect your sleep. You're going to be more tired in the morning, and it's going to cause you to be obese. It's going to cause your diseases to multiply and even get worse in your body. But when you eat 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours before you went to sleep, you wake up feeling refreshed. He had the daily sacrifices every day for the believers. And that's when they ate during those daily sacrifices. 2 times a day. 2 meals a day. That's when they ate. Most people today eat 8 to 9, 10 times a day. With the snacking in between and everything else in between. 2 of the biggest reasons we get sick today, and it's in my book out there called The Formula for Health, is overeating and undersleeping. Overeating and undersleeping. But if you do anything when it comes to diet today, if you're going to do one thing to get yourself better, stop eating late at night. Stop eating late at night and your health will turn around. People say, what's the first thing you could tell people? Do not eat late at night. Stop eating. What's late at night? Stop eating. Don't eat after 6 o'clock at night. Well, I get home from work at 7 o'clock and then I got to get ready and then I eat at 8 o'clock and then I eat my midnight snack at 11 o'clock and then I eat my true midnight snack at midnight and then I eat my after midnight snack at 1 o'clock in the morning and then I'm tired in the morning and I don't feel like getting up and going to work. So I have to take some coffee to stimulate me to stay awake and so on. It goes round and round and round. You know, we don't get hungry if we miss a meal because nobody really experienced true hunger. We experience habit hunger. Because we've eaten at that time every day for the last 20 years, so if we don't eat at that time, well, I'm in a mood for food. But it doesn't mean you're experiencing hunger. It means you're experiencing a habit hunger, which is a habit thing that you're used to eating at that time, but now you're not. If we get back online with His schedule, He'll take care of the rest, and we'll be blessed. It's not going to be easy, but you will be blessed for it. And in time, it will be a joy to follow that schedule, because you'll experience a great health for it. He gave us our daily times to rest and eat. He gave us our weekly times to rest. He gave us our weekly times to rest. He gave us the Sabbath. I could tell you one of the biggest causes of disease in today's world is being too stressed out. It's being too stressed out because people are in this 24/7 time clock. They don't never stop working. There's never enough time for them to stop working. I can tell you you'll get more done by working 6 days and observing Shabbat than working 7 days you'll ever get done. You'll always get more done by observing the Shabbat because it'll give you that important rest that's really needed. Well, I tell people that all the time and they say, well, I take my time to rest. Well, your time to rest, unless it's with Yahweh's time, you're on a different schedule. And if you're on a different schedule, you're going to get different results. The results He gives you is a great feeling of joy, is wonderful health, is the strength to overcome everything. On your schedule, you're just thriving to survive. You're just living with the sickness, hoping you don't get sick for your next vacation so you can take your vacation time. You're just hoping for more sick days and you're going to work at jobs you don't have so you have insurance when you get sick. Not if you get sick, but when you get sick. We need to get on His schedule, His timetable. And His timetable says from Friday night to Saturday night, that is the Shabbat, and that is the most blessed time for you to get the rest that's important that we get. It's not something new. I always say, try it before you deny it. And most people that try it, they don't deny it because they know it works. It's the greatest thing. So He's given us that weekly time to rest. A weekly time to get healed. But He's also given us a monthly times to heal. He's given us a monthly times to heal. Every month we have a new moon. He gives away no matter where we are in the world, how we can take a rest and a break from our daily work and blow the shofar and let the world know, okay, today is a day that we can understand who Yahweh is, what His schedule is, and we can rest. But the world calendar says something different. The world calendar says something completely different. And it stresses us out. It exhausts us. And there's not enough time or energy to do what the world calendar says. And then we look at the yearly times to rest. He gives us yearly times to rest. And when I say rest, I'm saying rejuvenate. I'm saying heal. I'm saying getting better from our illnesses. He gives us our yearly time, His yearly feast, His holy days. Most people say, well, I can't take those days because my job or my boss says I can't take those days off. But my boss says I can take this day off to get surgery for cancer. Or my boss says I can take this day off because I have a cold or a sickness, because I have this sick day and sick this day. Well, use your sick days to go and enjoy and celebrate Yahweh's feast. Amen. If that's the only way you're going to get off. But don't let your boss control you. Let Yahweh's word control you. Let His word. Remember what we said about decision versus emotion? People will say at the end of the year, oh, I have some extra days left over, so I'm going to use my sick days and go on a vacation and go skiing or something. Well, why don't you balance out those days more properly throughout the year and go celebrate His feast days? As I said, once you start following His word, He will open up your mind and your heart to find ways to make this happen. But when you continue to reject it, you continue to get worse and worse and worse. We all have the capability to make this happen. And then He gives us all this information for us. But I'm going to give you now what he tells us about diet. This is what many people are looking at. And the reason why I wanted to talk about the importance of following His word before we talk about diet, because I want you to take His word serious. Because if I just stood here and told you what He told us to eat, and you're not taking His word important, well, what He tells us to eat isn't going to mean much to us. But if you understand the importance of His word, if you understand what we need to do, then you can understand, well, I'm ready. Give me the pen, I'm ready to hear what He says about diet. Not, well, that sounds good to me, I'll eat that, or that doesn't sound good to me, I won't eat that. What He says about diet is He says, not only are we supposed to be righteous spiritually and emotionally, but it says physically in 3 John 1:2, dear friend, I hope all is well with you, and that you are as healthy in body as you are strong in spirit. That you are healthy as physically as you are strong emotionally and spiritually. That you're just as healthy physically. As I said, I meet many people who are good teachers of the word. They're very sick physically. But in the scriptures it tells us right here that you are as healthy physically as you are as strong spiritually. Sometimes I go to a church to speak and the head pastor's not even there, because he's in a hospital because he's getting some surgery for some illness he has. And I said something is wrong because he's not as strong physically as he is spiritually. And who knows where he was spiritually because he got sick in the first place. So we have to understand about habits versus addictions. We have to understand about habits versus addictions. A habit is when we do something on a regular basis that we enjoy, when we find out it's bad for us, we stop doing it. We break that habit. However, an addiction is when we do something on a regular basis that we enjoy, but when we find out it's bad for us, we make excuses to keep doing it. We need to change our addictions into habits and break them. We need to break our addictions. And the biggest addiction we have is by eating a diet that does not go along with Yahweh's word. The food we're eating, the amount of times we're eating it, goes so far against His word, we're suffering for it. We need to break this addiction. Change it into a habit and break it. There are 3 ways I'm going to give you now that we go wrong when it comes to diet according to the scriptures. And if you take care of these 3 things, and you ask yourself and focus on these 3 things, your whole life will change when it comes to your health and it comes to diet. The first way is, we do not stick to Yahweh's diet plans, His diet guidelines. We don't stick to it. Now, where does He give us His plans and His instructions? We already said it. Where did we get His instructions from?
Torah.
The Torah. The Torah. He tells us in the Torah, in Genesis 1:29, look, I have given you the seed-bearing plants throughout the earth and all the fruit trees for your food. For your what?
For your food.
For your food. What did He give us? He gave us the seed-bearing plants throughout the earth and all the green herbs as our food. He didn't give it to us to decorate our plate around something else. He didn't give it to us to add some color to something else. He gave it to us for our food.